Welcome back to Financially Sparkling. I'm financial coach Sparkle, aka Karma Soleil, and this is my free online course where I teach you to fire in your finances and to sparkle in your life. As always, get your notebooks and let's get into today's topic. So today's topic is about smart ways to save money every month. So let's say one of your financial goals is to save money, but you don't know where to start. I'm going to talk about some ways that you can save money to achieve your goals. But keep in mind, some of these will require you to face your inner demons and say bye-bye to materialistic conventions, either temporarily or permanently. But first and foremost, we'll always start with a plan. So you'll need a savings plan that includes a savings goal, a budget, and tracking that budget. So we'll make a short-term goal, for example, open a high-yield savings account. And we'll have a long-term goal, example, open an IRA account and start making contributions to it. So your long-term goals are still happening in the present. You're still active in your long-term goals in the present. But less money is going to this long-term goal because your short-term goal might have priority. You'll have to just decide which goals are the most important for you and which ones you're going to put the most effort into. For example, let's say you need a new AC unit and it's a hot summer or a very, very cold winter. This is a short-term priority because it is very important to have comfort and well-being during strong climate seasons. Well, let's continue on and look at some more ideas. I've got my notes right here in front of me, so let's go through them. The first item is to reduce your restaurant spending. If you are a person that often goes out to eat at restaurants and you have very expensive bills all the time, you might think about cooking at home, eating at home, buying pre-packaged meals from the supermarket. There are so many options that you can do. Don't have expensive hobbies. Example, retail therapy. You shop and this is just what you love to do to feel good about yourself. It is an expensive hobby, just like scuba diving and golf and collecting cars. These are expensive things. Exotic large animals, like owning an exotic large animal, or mountain biking. Culinary adventures like wine connoisseur, crochet. The yarn is not cheap, it's expensive. Video games, music production, things that require a lot of money just to maintain. Now, I want to also add that if you have the disposable income, try using a 1% threshold rule to manage the frequency of your expensive hobby purchases. You just want to have a certain amount of money that only goes to these expensive hobbies. You don't want to spend all of your money on your expensive hobbies. It's the balance that we must maintain if you have the disposable income. Next, cut down on your spending. Have a dry week, weekend, or month. Now, these dry times happen when you don't spend money on anything but your necessities. So, although make sure you don't overspend in the non-dry times, because if you do, that kind of defeats the purpose of having a dry month, weekend, or week to begin with. So don't overspend in your non-dry times. It's supposed to balance you out. Next, cut down on your spending. Have a dry week, weekend, or month. Make sure you don't overspend in the non-dry week, weekend, or month. Because if you do, that completely defeats the purposes of having a dry time. The dry time is the moment where the only thing that you spend your money on are your necessities. So this is to help keep you in balance towards your goals. It's another technique and tactic you can use to make sure you're staying consistent with your savings goals. So next item is to cancel subscriptions. I feel like this is one of the main reasons that we're in this crazy time with finances, is because subscription culture has dominated everything and you can't just own anything anymore. But I'm here as the positive light to tell you that there are free options and you'll just need to watch advertisements, which is nothing new because TV's always been that way. So you've got Tubi, Pluto TV, Bilibili, Vimeo. There are so many options. You don't need to have cable, Netflix, Amazon Prime, or whatever. You don't need it. Just live with the ads and they're saving you money. You can also buy a TV box from Amazon or somewhere. They usually cost around $80 and you'll never have to pay for a subscription. You'll only pay for what you want to see. For example, renting a movie for date night. That's the only thing you pay for and it's one and done. That's where we want to be at. Next, find free things to do. There's meetup groups, community events, local and free events. You could just search Google. You could use Eventbrite. There are always free things happening near you. You just have to look. Next, move. Now, this isn't always possible to move cities, move countries, move houses, but if it is, and you can find a cheaper place to rent or live, do it. Next, automate your savings by having the same amount deducted from your checking account into your savings account each month. Automation is beneficial for this. Next, pay off debt. Now, we've already talked about debt in a previous video, so if you haven't watched that, go check that out. Next option, DIY, decorations. Get creative with gifts. One-time purchase to use for many years. For example, buy an artificial Christmas tree to use every year. Just one. You don't have to destroy the earth by getting trees, and it's just one. You're saving the planet and your wallet. Make your own decorations instead of buying them. Upcycling is a thing and it's good for the environment. It's also a good way to spend time with your family and friends. Next, take only the cash you need when you're going to the grocery store, the gas station, or when you're just running an errand. Ditch the plastic debit and credit cards to prevent you from having an impulse buy on an errand. Next, buy in bulk and meal prep. I've already touched on this, but if you meal prep, you can bring your own lunches to work or school. And if cooking isn't your thing, you can go to your local supermarket deli, buy one of their fresh lunch meals. There's options everywhere. Chances are it'll be a little healthier and cheaper than any takeout you could get. Next, reduce your energy consumption. Turn off the lights and water whenever they're not in use. Track your expenses. You can do this manually or using your bank's or credit card's expense report to see where most of your money is going. Most banks and credit cards, they do this automatically and consolidate every place where you have spent your money into a pie chart. Next is to add your savings to a high yield savings account that will earn you more money in interest. We've already talked about high yield savings accounts as well. Go check that out if you haven't seen that. Next item is to search for discounts. Do not be lazy. You worked very, very hard to earn the money that you're about to spend. You woke up early to go to a job you may or may not hate. You came in sick to work to show dedication and you're losing sleep from the stress of the job. Don't always accept the first thing you see because it's convenient. Search around, shop around, compare prices, and wait for the best deals. We're already seeing articles about retail markups and markdowns during the holidays. Save your coins. If you add $1 every day to a piggy bank, it can add up to an emergency fund, fun money fund, travel fund, a whole bunch of funds by just saving $1 every day. Always put a portion of your work bonus and tax refunds towards savings, approximately 10 to 20%. Put spending limits on your debit and credit cards. So go to your settings and set an alert via text or email, so it will let you know when you have reached your limit. This is an added layer of discipline for you. And last, try a local investment development account. These are programs designed to help low-income earners save. If you qualify, you might be able to have your saving contribution matched dollar to dollar or more. So there may be financial education sessions that you have to attend if you're planning to buy a home, continue your education, or saving for a business. But you can check more out at Prosperity Now. I'll leave the link in the description below. And you can also find more ideas on ways to save at America Saves. So that's it for today, but you can find all of this information on my blog. The link is in the description below. If you have any comments or questions, you can also put a comment down below. If you need more help though, I do offer one-on-one consultations via Fiverr at a very low cost, but everything else is free. So you can also go watch some of my other videos that might help you get the help that you need. Until next time, keep sparkling.